place, and there's a lot of need. We find homeless, was mentioned earlier, all of those kinds of needs. We know that my job is to try to do the best I can for the economic development in this area. And so when I look at Beale Air Force Base, I'm going, critical to this nation's military, critical to our national defense. You want to know what's going on with Boko Haram in the Sahel of Africa? We're probably going to find the best information about 7 miles from here at Beale Air Force Base, because they have a global lock circling over that area, taking a look at what's going on with all of the troubles that are taking place in northern Nigeria. And so that base becomes really important. Maintaining that base is critical for the economic development of this area. Similarly for Travis down south. Caltrans, I was just talking to Mayor Samoa of Marysville. We had a little meeting about 10 minutes ago, looking at the rail lines that go through the city of Marysville. Met earlier today with the Sabuska Sutter Butte Flood Control District, 40 miles of levee improvement on the west bank of the Feather River. So this is my work in part. This is also some of my work, making sure that the federal agencies that are necessary to provide support in the communities I represent are focused, providing the kind of interaction with organizations such as yours, making sure that that administrative process is smooth and functioning well, and also that there's money behind the programs. So if it's housing, you just heard from Housing and Urban Development. What's going to be their funding? We're going through that right now. We're in the early stages of funding the federal government. We did manage to fund Homeland Security last week. You may have been paying attention to that. No, it was. We've actually, since 2010, when the Congress flipped over, we've had 6 cliffs that we were marched up to, and then not necessarily good things happen, but these continuing crises plague us in our work in Washington. So we've got to try to make sure that we do the funding in a way that meets the needs of the people of the nation and also actually happens. So this is all part of the work we do. Some of you are interested in the drought. We've got a big drought problem. This rain was nice, it settled the dust, and that's about it. But why would we have dust in March? We got a problem. And so we look at how do we deal with this short-term and long-term on the water policy side, major issues going on, Sites Reservoir, for example, flood control issues and the like, all of these things, and often necessary to work, well, it's always necessary to work across the aisle. Michael Moffat, who represents the area to the north of us, he and I are involved in trying to get this Sites Reservoir built in this area. So this is just some of the kinds of work we do. A lot of it is directly related to what you are here for. All of those agencies that are here, the new Farm Bill, the Department of Agriculture, their rural development program was part of the Farm Bill. Last session I was a member of that committee, and we were working on how to develop the rural areas of America. And so we wrote in programs that are going to be part of what you're going to be doing here. And enough of that. Let's get on with the Grants Initiative Network. Where is it? Okay. As my team was working through this program and putting together the various pieces of it, it evolved. The program evolved. And one of the things that evolved from the program is what we call the Grants Initiative Network. You can see it up there. These are the principal pieces of it. A guidebook. I don't know if you've received it. I think it's in your packet. As Andrew and the team were working on this project, it became apparent that people needed to know, how do you get a grant? What's the process? What do you need to do? What is the agency, sometimes government, sometimes a foundation such as Sierra? And so this guidebook is designed to help you understand how to process grants. Many of you have already done it. Hopefully there's something in the guidebook that will give you additional information in that one little sentence that you should have written in your last application, that one piece of information that you didn't provide, that puts you at the bottom of the stack rather than the top of the stack. So look at that guidebook. It is, it's good. Is it comprehensive? Is it comprehensive, Andrew?
Yes.
Yes. We think it is. And this is edition 1. What, 1.0? This is edition 1.0. And so any feedback, we'll republish this, we'll redo this in the months ahead and do 1.2 or 2.0 or maybe. So any suggestions you may have on how to improve the guidebook, let us know. We want to do a newsletter. And in order, newsletters really require, communication. Many of you signed in. We know sort of who you are, but the newsletter, to keep government expenses down, is going to be an email newsletter. If you didn't leave your email with us, well, you can ask one of your friends about the newsletter. But if you, but we're going to try to do the newsletter on a fairly regular basis, keeping you up to date on changes that occur. And I know for certain that in the next 6-7 months, there's likely to be significant changes in the federal grant programs. Money available, money not available. There was some that want to eliminate many of the federal programs that would be available today. And so as we work our way through the appropriation process and the authorizing process in Congress, some of these programs will change. We'll try to keep you up to date on that. And that's what the newsletter is all about. We do letters of support, but I must tell you we're very, very picky about this. This is a problem for us. To try to understand who you are, what you are, and send a letter of support. We do it very carefully. So don't inundate us with just your letter, okay? If it's, we'll work right through, we almost always go to public agencies that are involved in this. So anyway, but we do that. The Grants Initiative Partnership is a group of people that are involved here, mostly at the local level. I've got all the names over here. Can you go to this one? As the team was putting this program together, we reached out to organizations that are familiar with grants, that are involved in grant making. And there they are. And these are the people that, in fact, many of the people that really did a lot of labor in putting this together. And they have committed to staying involved. And you'll have their names. They will be available for consultation. So, if it's economic development, you probably would want to talk to Health and Human Services. Are you paying attention? The answer is no. If it's economic development, you'll probably go to the Sutter, U.S. Sutter Economic Development Corporation, Brighton, Dana, and talk to them. They're available. The telephone numbers are available to you. The contacts are. And they say they would like to continue to work with you. Obviously, if you're from Solano County, you have a similar organization available to you in Solano County or Rio and so forth. So these are folks that are here today. I don't know where they all are. Stand up if you would, because I want to give you a big, big hand. Thank you so very much for doing that. So, go get them. They're there to help out. We have a lot of things that are going to be going on after we finish here. Andrew, what am I missing? Guidebook, newsletters, partners. Glenda, where are you? Okay, Glenda's going to give a review of the Department of Agriculture. Her responsibilities are statewide, works out of the office in Davis, and responsible for rural development. You heard a little bit about the Department of Agriculture as the participants were introduced up here, but it is a whole lot more than you may ever imagine. And so Glenda's going to talk about that. She was appointed by the California State Director of Rural. She was appointed to be the California State Director of Rural Development for the USDA beginning in 2009. So this lady has some experience. She's worked over 25 years serving rural communities. She served in the Clinton administration as Deputy Undersecretary of Natural Resources and Environment. And Patty and I, she's a Peace Corps volunteer in Tunisia. I don't know if you can go back to Tunisia right now. No, it's got troubles in Tunisia. So Glenda, come on up and share with us if you would. Thank you, Glenda.
Patty was working just about 4 or 5 doors down the hallway from me.
She had both Patty and Glenda were in the Department of Agriculture during that period in the 1990s, and Patty did the international agricultural development and responsible for famine, refugee relief, and things of that sort. So I know the two of you work together. She said to say hello. She's got busy day-to-day dealing with, actually my mother was quite ill.
Well, it was always great having her in the same hall because as Californians, we often were very frustrated by the East Coast mentality that we had to deal with all too often. And their lousy weather, too. Not that I don't wish we have a lot more rain and snow right now, but it seems like they got all of ours this year. Boston especially stole